Hey everybody, welcome to the Outer Rim Rookie, a beginner's journey to join the 501st and Rebel Legion. My name's Rob Williams. Today, I'm going to be doing a short vlog on a list, a top 10 list. I don't usually do those. I like top 10 lists. They're quick, they're easy to consume, so I thought I'd give you guys a top 10 list. Since I've finished Nun here, how you doing, buddy? I've been feeling a lot more confident in my skills, a lot more braver in what type of costume I like to create or be a part of or build. They're still all thumbs when it comes to certain things, but I just have a little more confidence, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I started thinking about a list that I had about 2 years ago or so, about the top 5 costumes that I want to build. And this guy was on it. Now that he's off the list, and I went back and listened to the episode, does that list still exist? Is that list still something I want to do? Because tastes change, times change, whatever. So I decided I'm going to do my own top 10 list. Not 5, but 10, all right? Now this is not going to include the Jedi Fallen Order Scout Trooper. I'm already currently researching that and looking as to how I can build this. That one's not going to count. And I'm not going to count anything else to do with Nun or 10 Nun or anything like that. These are just completely separate costumes. Here's my list of top 10 characters that I want to build. Let's get to it. So, number 1, get it right off the table, Reese. If you've ever listened to me talk about Star Wars at any time in your life, then you know that Reese is my favorite character. I am the self-proclaimed first ever Reese cosplayer in the world. Way back in 1984, or is it 85, one of those 2 years, I actually made a paper mache mask of Reese. It wasn't very good, it wasn't designed very well, the heart was there. So over time I've just enjoyed this goofy, three-eyed grand creature. I'm not going to go into too much of it because I've done videos in the past. I have a huge collection of Reese action figures and trinkets and stuff. It is a costume that I've really wanted to do. What scared me off originally was the fact that A, it's expensive. To buy a Reese mask, a latex mask, is quite expensive, quite pricey, and I know it's really good quality from this one location down south who I can't remember the top of my head, so it's right here. But also, it's just a lot of sewing, a lot of design, and now I'm becoming a little more confident. I have friends who can give me guidance and help with that sort of sewing technique. But one thing that I'm actually kind of holding off on with Reese is his sudden appearance in The Mandalorian with the Book of Boba. I'm very curious to see what his look will be if he's in that show. His look in Mandalorian, when you see him sitting in the back, he actually has a new costume. It's a bit more armored. I kind of equate it to a bit Dengar-ish in a way. I'm very curious to see if they change the costume and if I like it better than the original costume. I'm holding off. I'm holding off to see what it looks like. But it is a serious contender and something I am seriously thinking about. There it is, Reese on the table. Let's move on. Number 2, this has not gone off my list. Captain Ethano, the Crimson Corsair. I love this character. He's one of my favorite characters from the new trilogy. The design, the helmet shape, the colors, the costume. It's a really beautiful costume. It looks like a real challenge to do, to get the right fabrics, to get the right cut, the right style to it. But I like it because A, you got a cape, B, you got a beautiful helmet, and C, with my body build, I think I can hide a lot more of my girth. I think it would look really good. I won't have the height for something like this, but when you have a mask, it looks intimidating, it looks impressive, is eye-catching. I still believe it's recognizable as a Star Wars character. I'm not much of a fan for having a costume that isn't recognizable as a Star Wars character right away. Stormtrooper, Star Wars. Yoda, Star Wars. Jedi, Star Wars. There are certain characters in the extended universe that, for me, I want a reaction from a kid or from a parent or from just a soft fan who's like, I recognize that as Star Wars. I would love to have a picture with you and donate to the charity. Captain Ethano, I believe, has that somewhat recognizable feature. And it's still one of my favorite designs of the new trilogy. Captain Ethano is number 2 on my list. Number 3, this was on my list as well, but a slight alteration I'm going to make to it. Hammerhead. Originally in my last podcast I wanted Momanedon, the Hammerhead that you see in the cantina. But since Bad Batch has come out, I'm having a little bit of a curiosity about Bolo. Bolo is a Hammerhead that looks pretty much like the action figure from the Kenner line in 1977-78, and it's really cool. I love the head, I love the shape, it's simple design. The most complicated part of it, besides the head, is the thing that goes over the head with the two mouths that have the speaker, and if I was really adventurous, I try to have it so I can speak in a microphone, but also have a background mumbling sound that an Ethorian speak, which is a kind of a dual stereo mumble with the two mouths. So I think that would be very unique and very cool. And a Hammerhead is still quite recognizable as a Star Wars character. I almost want to go more Bolo than I do Momanedon. If I even dare, even like a Hammerhead Jedi that you see in the Clone Wars Tartakovsky series would be kind of cool though as well. Either way, a Hammerhead would be so cool. It's tricky to design something that sticks out. You need a lot of support from your head to the Hammerhead part of it, but I think there'd be something really cool about it. Hammerhead, just general Hammerhead is on my list. That's number 3. Number 4, a Royal Guard. This was not on my list originally, but after seeing some friends in the Outer Rim Garrison and seeing other people dress up as a Royal Guard, there's something cool about it. It looks like a real challenge to wear. From talking to friends who actually have the costume, your face is right up against that screen there, and I think it seems a bit claustrophobic, which might turn me off a little bit. So I'd want to try the helmet on before I do it, but there's something iconic about that red helmet and the cloak. There's something cool about that. And just be stoic. Don't move around. I don't want one of the ones that have like all the battle gear and whip the weapon around stuff. I want to be stoic and stand next to the boss, stand next to Vader, and just be there, be impressive, and kind of a little bit scary to the visitors. I kind of like that. There's something really attractive about the red robes. So that's my number 4 on my list, the Royal Guard. Number 5, I want to be an ARC Trooper. I would love to put an ARC Trooper together. That looks complicated. It looks so complicated with all the greeblies and the bits and the backpack and all the parts that go on the shoulders and the arms. But why an ARC Trooper over any of the other clones? Because the ARC Trooper, not only does it have all the backpacks and stuff, but it has that sort of, that comma, that, and from my Scottish heritage, the kilt. It's got that sort of kilt style on the legs and stuff, and there's something attractive about that to me. There's so many different types of ARC Troopers. I like Fives and his design with the chevron in the front, and he's just one of my favorite clone troopers of all. But also, after seeing my friend Deo and his ARC Trooper, which is Echo, and the handprint, I originally thought Fives was the one with the handprint on the chest, but it wasn't, it's Echo. So I kind of like that handprint, and after seeing Deo's costume, it's really impressive and really nice. So I'm kind of like, Echo looks pretty cool too. But then you also have to have like maybe a Captain Rex. I don't know if he comes in an ARC Trooper, but Captain Rex is like really, is the guy. He's the quintessential clone trooper, and it'd be really cool to have a Captain Rex. The only catch for something like that with any of the ARC Troopers is, again, my sheer size. I've got wide shoulders, a little bit of girth on me, despite, you know, trying to get back into shape and eating healthy and that. To me, I want to look good in the costume. It's important for me to look good. And when you're taking a costume in real life that's transferred from a cartoon where everything's a lot skinnier, a lot more animated, and a lot more unrealistic, to be honest with you. It's a hard translation, but I still think it would look really cool. So, an ARC Trooper, whether it's Echo, Fives, or Rex, one of those, I think would be, it's number 5 on my list. Number 6, speaking of clone troopers, I would love a tech costume from the Bad Batch. I love all the Bad Batch characters, but Tech for me has got the coolest costume. He's got the goggles, the this sort of pixelated skull on the side. His suit is a little bit different from the rest, right? And I could be wandering around with a comm pad or so. That looks like a complicated costume. It looks like it's so intricate and detailed, much like the ARC Trooper. And I think it's becoming more recognizable as the years go by with the Bad Batch episode. I think kids will recognize it, the parents will recognize it, so I can also sound snooty and kind of be irritating to my friends and trying to be know-it-all. I think that might be fun too. For me, not them. Number 7, an AT-AT driver. We have an AT-AT driver in our garrison right now, and when he came out with his costume, the head, it was different because, you know, my memory takes me back to the AT-AT driver action figure where everything's kind of a little bit smaller and sized down. The head's not so big. But when he came out, I didn't realize how big the helmet was, just like a TIE fighter pilot. The helmet's actually quite bigger than you expect, but still looks really cool. Like the white, like the grayish jumpsuit. It looks easy to wear, easy to move around in, but I kind of like the style. And he looks like a Stormtrooper as well. That's number 7 on my list. Okay, before I go on to the next one on the list, I went back and looked at my list and my recording, and I realized that I kind of want to change 2 already. There was 2 on the list I completely forgot about, and that's just kind of typical of me. I forget a lot of things. I'm bad with names. I'm bad with organization sometimes. But I don't want to forget it, so I'm going to add it right now. Hence why I'm wearing the hat, and the hair under there is just a mess. So let's get on to the next one on the list. Number 8. I feel if I don't choose this one, I'm gonna lose friends. This one's purely out of peer pressure because I have so many friends who dress like this. And to be honest with you, they're part of the cooler ones of the bunch, and I want to sit at the cool table, but I can't forget about a TIE fighter pilot. I gotta do my hose nose. It is a cool costume. The all black, and yeah, I will take on the not Vaders and stuff, but I mean, it is a cool costume that allows you to kind of do non-helmet stuff, but I love my helmets. I want to hide my face. I just like it that way. A TIE fighter pilot is so sweet. As Ferris Bueller says,
it is so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
The original is my favorite. I gotta say though, the sequel design of the TIE fighter pilots are sleek, slim. I really like it. The new TKs are good. The new TIE pilots, that is really nice. And I know my buddy Hose Nose has one, and it looks so good. So either one, I kind of like them both. TIE fighter pilots definitely on the list, and I will get to be with my friends and be a part of our Ravenflight crew, who's our TIE fighter pilots in the Outer Rim Garrison. Ravenflight, represent! Before I get any hate mail from my friends and angry tweets and messages behind the scenes, it's on the list. It's on the list. It really is on the list. Now, can I sit at the cool table with you guys, please? This is an odd one. I actually took one off the list to put this one on the list. I want to do a cloud car pilot. I'm not kidding. You barely see them, but there's something cool about a cloud car pilot. Maybe it's just the head. Maybe I like the odd ship, but it's this all white costume with the orange and a little bit of the tan and yellow in it. It looks really cool. Maybe it's just the helmet alone, but there's something neat about it. I remember the action figures where it has the orange goggles, and you had this mini gun in your hand, or a blaster. There was just something appealing to a cloud car pilot. I know that I just spent the last couple choices talking about recognizable Star Wars characters, and cloud car pilot is not that recognizable. I gotta be honest. It is to us geeks and nerds, right? But it ain't to the general public. But it is sci-fi. It is total 80s sci-fi. It's this close to being on a Donnie and Marie special. But it's so neat. I would really dig one. I think the costume's pretty straightforward. White jumpsuit. The helmet's going to be a bit tricky, but goggles, maybe something like, not a balaclava, but you know, a headpiece here. I'm serious. I know you're laughing, but I really like it. I really, really do like it. And it is Rebels, not 501st. It is Rebels. but that's genuinely on my list. It did knock off some other ones, and maybe rightfully so when you see the honorable mentions. But a Cloud Car Pilot is on my list. So, there you go. Okay, honorable mentions. A couple I took off the list was the Galactic Marines. I really like it. I've always liked a Snowtrooper, but I'm not that, I don't know if I really want to have one. It's just, it's not enough to draw me in. Yeah, I chose a Cloud Car over a Snowtrooper, but still. But the Galactic Marine had a very cool look, and I like it has a little more color into it. So that was one on my list. The other one that I took off the list was the Imperial Combat Driver. You may not realize what it is until you see it. It's kind of a mixture between an AT-ST driver and a Stormtrooper. I think you mostly saw it in Rebels. It's got a cool design, a simple look. It's almost like an early version of a Stormtrooper in a way. I didn't know which part it was, but I did like the style, and I did like the look of it. The gray, the greenish gray to it. I really like the style. That was originally on the list, but I just kind of, again, picked Cloud Car Pilot over that. Other ones, a Mud Trooper. Paul Seung-Hyun Lee is either built one or is building one. I've seen his costume. It really is nice. Aliens in a cantina. I'm always a sucker for an alien in a cantina. One of my favorites is Greedo. I would love to have a Greedo. I don't think I can pull it off just because of my size again. But I love Rhodians. Rhodians are one of my favorite aliens. So a Greedo would be super cool. I just love the green and the orange contrasting colors. And if we're also talking about aliens, you gotta go to Jabba's palace. And Ishi Tib is a cool looking alien. I think there was an Ishi Tib in Jabba's palace, as well as for the good guys in the where Admiral Akbar and his gang were hanging out before the war started. I just love aliens. I just love Star Wars aliens and such. I'm trying to think of more, but if they're not coming to me, Tessic. Squid Head would be awesome too. I'd love to have a Squid Head. The long fingers would be a little bit funny to use, I think, also with the Greedo, but Squid Head, Tessic, that's a cool design too. Cloaks, the big thick belt, like a cummerbund. Yeah, Tessic would be a good choice too. That's honorable mention as well. A Weequay is always cool. I've always liked people who design like a Hondo costume. My friend. So Weequays and Baratas and Niktos, those would be kind of neat too. I wouldn't ever turn down one if somebody offered that to me. That's my honorable mention list. I don't think I could fit into a Bubbo costume. Finally, number 10, I think it is the most iconic costume around, a TK, a Stormtrooper. I would really love to have a Stormtrooper costume, and they're not that hard to find. It's not that hard to find people who will help you build it. It's one of the more famous costumes around. As I said, one of the most iconic costumes. But what I noticed, originally when I wanted to become a member of the 501st, the Stormtrooper costume it was great to look at, but it wasn't appealing to me at first. And then when you start trooping, and you get call-outs for troops, like Weird Al Yankovic's coming to town, or they need somebody for this visit to the children's hospital, or there's a movie being filmed, like my friend Marco and Andy are filming the movie Bucketheads, and they need Stormtroopers, and lots of them. Scout Troopers look great, but Stormtroopers are the meat and potatoes. They bring in the eyes. And I feel kind of left out when I don't have a Stormtrooper costume. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of these events. It's because the Stormtrooper is just the person that will flank you down the hallway. It will be there behind you as the backup. It's there to say, this is a Star Wars moment. The kids like it, the parents like it. It's just iconic. And I want to be a part of that. And that's the selfish part of me. That's me being a bit greedy, because I don't do it for the attention. I do it to raise money and awareness and to have fun. But I do find myself missing out a little bit on some of the other stuff. I do find myself missing out on those more personal events, and I want to be a part of that. I want to enjoy that. The only thing the only thing that is kind of I'm hesitant about becoming a TK is just the mobility. I'm not worried about the armor bites, but when you are a thicker person like myself, I think you're gonna get bit a little bit more. I just think it would be a really cool costume to have. make my love for this 501st and my love for costuming, it would just enhance it. So there you go, there's my top 10 costume list that I want to build. I have a feeling I'll be able to get to do 1 or 2 of those in the next maybe 5 years. Maybe, I hope, I really hope. It's up to me to make it happen, right? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little vlog. More to come in the future. Back to school's happening, so I'm gonna be kind of reducing my time with vlogs and such. But if you haven't yet, check out the Outer Rim Rookie Show on YouTube. Follow us, like us, help us get us to 200. I'm at 160 as of this recording, so it's really cool. I'm inching my way to 200. Spread the word. If you're a 501st member or want to be a 501st member, let me know what you think about your choice of costumes or what costumes you're building right now. Comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. And spread the word. I hope this helps other people get over that hump, get over that wall of fear when joining the 501st. As I said, if I can do it, you can do it. Don't forget to check out new t-shirts at TeePublic. This is the new Outer Rim Rookie logo shirt that I have with my TB number on the front. I'm part of the Empire. I am a rebel. I'm a bit of both all together. So check out TeePublic. There's this shirt, some other great shirts available there. And don't forget to check out the Generation X-Wing podcast, a modern look at retro lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.